Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our channel. And it's been a while since we did our last live. And today we have a very exciting guest with us, Aga Marecka from Poland. And she has been my friend and colleague. We met in Web3 conferences while we were working together on various projects. And today we are here to talk about women empowerment. Aga is into Web3. Alongside, she's into esoteric healing and teaching the way of life in her own way. So, welcome, Aga. Welcome to the live.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this kind introduction, Tushar. Happy to meet you again, and hello
Great,
to
great,
everyone who's watching us.
great. So, there's always a time when women they feel a kind of a need, a sense to be empowered in these modern times. And like during our last talk, we were discussing a few of the things regarding the masculinity and the femininity, and that's where it all started, where we thought to do a live, and I thought you should bring your ideas to the entire masses. So, what do you want to
Thank you.
talk about and tell to our viewers?
So we were just talking, and this whole meeting today. It's quite a spontaneous thing that came out of our conversation, just a random conversation between us as friends. As I was telling you, how I feel finally, truly in my feminine energies, and how I understood what does it mean? What does it really mean? And unfortunately, this woman empowerment that is promoted nowadays doesn't feel like women stepping really in their true power. It's more like women stepping into masculine energies and forcing
Exactly.
it instead of using their true power. So that's what I wanted to clarify maybe today. That's actually one of the first moments that I started to feel there is something wrong, there is something odd when I was running such events also for women, for women empowerment, and I felt like I'm not really doing it only for women. I want to do it for all humans, and therefore it started to make me more contemplate around those energies. What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean to be a man? Because if we are following the same toxic patterns, because obviously yes, men were leading in a toxic way with using power um, against others, that was wrong.
Yeah,
But then women started to do the same with the movements of women empowerment, really discriminating men. So that's wrong, and we should know what where our value lies as a woman. We have beautiful creative power, wisdom. Sophia, it's a female energy. So we should know how
yeah,
to use it and how to embrace it, how to explore it within ourselves, and then to bring the best value to our societies, to our community,
yeah,
whatever it
great.
is.
And like it's sad also, right now, women are too busy in trying to do what men do. Rather, there's a beautiful saying that women were never made to do things that men do. They were programmed to do things that men can't do. So they have to
Of course.
explore their own individuality rather than being in the notion of competing against men and doing something. They have to empower themselves with their own individuality.
Yes, that's correct, and it's going towards this really extremes. I believe that's necessary for us to understand because many people need to like learn by experiencing it that this is not really the direction. I don't want to be in this energy. I don't want to really force myself to, I don't know, fight, go into army. This is very much masculine role to go and fight, to protect us as women, and not really a feminine role. Men are better in this, and what should qualify a person to do certain things is their abilities, and some of them are based on our physical possibilities and abilities. Not that's just I see it that here our women are quite picky as well. I mean, this movements, not all women, just those movements. Because, for instance, when you bring up, okay, who will take the trash from streets, then suddenly no woman empowerment in that. No 50-50. And men are taking care of the trash of the streets still. Yeah. So
Exactly.
we are quite picky, and that makes me laugh. But yeah, there are certain jobs that I believe simply are men are more suitable, and there are some that women are suitable and they're made to do it, like bringing a child, for instance. That's really interesting that even that it's now questioned, and some men want to deliver children, which is an absurd in modification of our body, of our nature. But we are really going into crazy extremes, and it's time to say stop for certain movements that are really just toxic, upside down.
Exactly. And it doesn't even have the effect on the sociology of the person. It really having a deep impact to the body, as well as psychological factors are also involved. And when there's a lot of trauma, we have many case studies going on where people who underwent to having a total different uh, taking the gender roles of the opposite gender, and maybe it was more glorified with some movies coming in, and that's how some people were too say biased about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bring down this whole topic of maybe transgender and all these modifications because it's another crazy big story.
Exactly.
Let's just point it out that it's part of this disharmony between men and women that
Yeah.
is currently experienced by us. And we have this extreme of disharmony that instead of working together, instead of complementing each other, we are turning against each other. And this
Yes.
made me think about this one research. I don't remember exactly how it was, but I think the main points I will bring correctly just to show you. There was a research on rats or mouses that were closed
Yeah.
in a house that was they had everything there what they needed, meaning food, meaning drink, so they didn't have to care about basic things. They had the possibility to live calmly, in peace, in happiness, everything delivered. And what happened, it was that first few generations they were multiplying well, and then suddenly it stopped. And what happened was that because they were not challenged, they didn't have anything to fight for, anything to work on really, women
Hmm.
started to turn against men. So they started to take this masculine role basically to fight for food, or but instead they started to fight against men, and I believe it was also against their children, while men felt overwhelmed, and they didn't find this, complementing energy from women who were like turning against them, so they started to turn again, like connect with each other, meaning homosexually, and men started to be with men. And that's how the whole population of those mouses or rats started to decline until it finished. And that really reminded me of this whole situation that we have here. Our society started to live too comfortably, and everything delivered, whatever you need, you just take your phone and you have everything delivered. You don't need to really take care of food or basic things. You are not challenged really. And then what happens is that we become weak, and we start to finish basically the humanity because of that. Women started to turn against men, fighting because we need to empower ourselves, we can do it better. Then men feel overwhelmed, and homosexual interactions are also quite common thing in the world now. So yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of reminded me
that's what
of
the
those
modern
disharmony.
teenagers and yeah, exactly. And that's what are the modern teenage parents. They're so worried about the children all across the globe. And the life we should understand this. We humans evolved over a million of years. It took millions of years for us to evolve from our primates ancestors. And at that time, man had only two things to do, and with the one primal focus of survival. Man was hunter-gatherer. Man would protect himself from the predators, and then he will go to hunt the food. It was total busy life. It was like a tiger was chasing every time. Total busy life. Then life started to become easy for some. If you know the boredom, our ancestors, they never had the word boredom. This is the least newest emotion that has been used to the mankind. And right now, everybody's suffering from it. So the crux, what I can take from your input is like be engrossed, be busy, create something, have you focus uptight, be you're a man or woman, and then you will have when you will be end of the day, you will be tired, then you will look for a sense of companionship. But if you are in total and easy going thing and you're just relaxing and not giving your mind a motive to live each and every day to become a better person or to make a better society, then the indulgence in all any sort of things is very much possible.
Yes, exactly, and that's what you mentioned. To I think it helps us to understand why there are some challenging situations in our life, why there is pain. It
Yeah,
makes us stronger, and we should appreciate it because that also helps us to stay in our harmony, actually, or correct our energy towards this harmony, to learn some certain lessons. So they are actually blessings. Otherwise,
yes,
we turn upside down. This boredom, as you mentioned, or this just full happiness, let's say, brings us only towards declining our population to disharmonies, things upside down, basically. And as you said, we were evolving also for millions of years of humanity. We will clarify that how exactly it was, but we can also know that we were evolving in cycles. So there are
yes,
cycles, like parts of the cycles when we can have more rest and
yeah,
everything is and that's also like related to the feminine and masculine energies of humanity, this highest level. Like we as humanity experience certain energies more in a certain ages, and then comes another one and another one. Then we can experience our own energies related to physicality. I'm a woman, you're a man, you will experience a different way. And then we have our personal energies, which can be also various harmony. I would like to distinguish here between balance and harmony, because balance is 50-50, but harmony means that there can be different proportion, but everybody has it. I have masculine and feminine energies, and you have masculine and feminine energies, but we have different harmony. And once we catch our own harmony in alignment with those higher energies and harmonies as well, then we are in our fullness. And once we are in our fullness, then we can connect with another person who's also in their fullness and create another harmony together, complement each other. Yeah, that's the beauty. So, in a sense, yes, we have both energies and we should use them. It doesn't mean like a woman cannot protect herself, because she can have amazing powers to do that. in order to protect her and her children, for instance. She will have amazing power to lift a car, really, to save her child. That's
Yeah, that
crazy.
that
A
happens
woman. Yeah.
exactly.
Why? But the to understand that harmony, the difference is that she can do it from time to time and not every day. A man is stable. He can do it every day, protect, and he gives the safety every day. A woman can do it from time to time. And the reverse, man also needs to step into feminine energies to grasp this wisdom, to open himself, to relax. He needs to do it from time to time. It reverse to the woman who should do it more often, probably. So that's about the harmony between us. And it's not that women cannot work, for instance, at all and take no action or be in a leadership position at all. It's just it's in with a different flow.
Exactly, and right now many women are in leadership roles across the world, and you yourself are in a leadership role. So that's really, and what you when you were saying this, it reminded me of the Vedanta philosophy that refers to as the masculinity and femininity as Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha being the masculine side and Prakriti being the feminine side. So in that, the masculine energy was totally having the qualities of stillness, potential, and awareness. Rather, the Prakriti, the female thing, was having the qualities of creation, manifestation, action, and material world. So when these two combine, then the creation sort of happens. The stillness and the manifestation has to be at the same end. Only then there is a harmony. If we are totally engrossed in, like, say, the physical world and we don't look inward, then again there is a disharmony, and a vice versa.
That's interesting because I was more connecting manifestation with masculine energy. Like man is manifesting in a still woman, and he's taking the action. Basically, we can put it in the words
Yeah,
of our physical interaction. So he's the one to take action, to manifest, to um, initiate something that is afterwards growing and multiplying in a woman. Yes, and
yeah,
yeah, growing so she can create, she can deliver it after. So yes, um, those characteristics, I think, they are like kind of interfering with each other, like they're going out like together in order to move everything. Yeah, basically like dualistic energies, dualistic world.
A- and you being a mother of a daughter, and I like really want to know what exactly the beliefs you're embedding in her, the way you're raising her, that our viewers will be so happy to listen them, and they can take some tips from you.
For the moment, I'm not paying too much attention to her femininity because she's too young. She's just 5 years old.
Yeah.
So at this
So
stage,
that's
she's
why I
just a
mentioned it,
child.
because she's just a
Yeah.
child. And here in India, I don't know now, but in the 90s or early 2000s, the moment girl child is born, she's having, like, say, 5 6 years, she just start to have a sense of the world, and she was like ridiculed, or say stopped, or say she was said that you have to go to in-laws, behave properly. Getting the point, that you will be getting married and you will be moving to another home. Just stay like this. Don't over, you know, like, overexert yourself or overexpress yourself. Just be in the limit. And every time, till the age she's reaching 18 or 19 or say 25, 26, there will be thousand instances when she was pointed out, stop, you will be getting married. And now the subconscious, the unconscious, which has no take in this, makes a note of everything. Like, okay, I have to get married, so I have to behave in a certain manner. The moment she gets married, the subconscious is having a passive aggressive behavior toward the male member, towards the husband. The subconscious is, oh, now you are the one for whom I have listened for the last 20 years. Oh, you are the one. Now the girl, consciously, she has no idea about it. But the subconscious would have many passive aggressive behaviors. We call it a PAB towards the person. And then there's a disharmony which people don't know. It's existing in them. So that's why I mentioned, like, it's very important for when the kids are young, they're small, no need to fill them with any kind of say extra knowledge or wisdom as per their age.
I think many of the things that you have in your culture have their roots really in the harmony, but then
Yes.
everything turned upside down in every culture, unfortunately, and turned into
Right.
those toxic things. So, as you say, you're speaking about something that it's using force more, and this punishment that is stressing the woman, uh, young woman, from talking. But it, I feel this roots in a sense that women really should be more passive and more open. Like she should gather the wisdom, and she should not really not to talk too much. I'm learning myself how to talk in the right moment instead of just talking, because we can talk a lot,
Yeah.
and it may simply not be well received, because with my feminine energy, uh, especially men won't listen. But when another man says the same thing, they will. And I'm not offended. I understand now that
Mhm.
it's a difference of energy, because I said it with my feminine energy, and that's why they didn't get it. The point is, it's not about my ego. It's about the thing to get to be done, or a certain way, etc. So I prefer to step back. I prefer to collect my wisdom and say it in the right moment to the right man, also, who will afterwards manifest it, express it to the right people, for instance. So our main like purpose here, I would say, for women, it's to become this embodiment of wisdom, because Sophia is a woman. So how can I become this Sophia energy myself? How can I become Sophia? We should gather as much as, like, not as much as possible, but learning, like, contemplating. We tend to be more open. That's why women were separated in different religions from men in churches, in templates, because temples, because they were supposed to connect with God directly. We have open energy, and then the woman should support her man. So that's why it was a kind of thing to, she should do only with her man. She should support her man, and she should bring to him this wisdom, to her partner, who would understand what she's saying, who would, I don't know, for instance, pick up from all these different options that she's delivering him, because a woman tend to see those different options that, well, especially when they are in their wisdom, we will see different options that are possible. And then here comes man who will say, okay, that's the direction that we will take. That's man's decision. And then we follow that lead. But also, it's not something like a dictatorship for man to do. Oh, I want this, and let's go from his ego. But it's good when he's using his woman as the source of wisdom in order to pick up the right decision, like to choose it. So it's really about
Perfectly
working
said.
us together.
Yeah.
Men also cannot do it from their ego, and it's good
Yeah.
that woman is evolving in this wisdom, and men tend into this leadership position to protect his family, but also choosing wisely from what she is giving him.
Exactly. Exactly. This reminds me of like women are predominantly governed by sacral chakra, right? The second chakra, and men are predominantly governed by the solar plexus. That's the control center. Now, here the rule is, so that's why women are every time bubbly and laughing, and so men role is to give her that environment where she don't have to control things around. Men should provide women a controlled, safe environment where she can be herself, she can nurture, she can nourish. And the problem comes when women takes the role of controlling, when the men are not able to provide her a safe environment and she takes charge of being a control freak. Then her natural tendency, the sacral chakra, is shut down, the solar plexus gets open, and then she's controlling everything, and then men have a problem with that woman. So every time, if a man understands that he has the responsibility to provide the decision making part, you take decision for her. You give her that space. You don't let her fight the world herself. Be that armor to her, and then she will take care of your kids. She will nurture at her best. She will be flourishing naturally. So that's in this modern society, when these roles are being shifted, then the disharmony that we are facing right now.
However, I would point out, because that's also an experience that I gather, and I would say wisdom, that even though you might be in that your full energy, full potential in your harmony, it will not work if the other person didn't do that work as well. If you don't
Exactly.
both understand it, how your
Yeah.
energies complement each other, because you may try, but the person still has those toxic behaviors behind. It will not work, unfortunately, and it's
Exactly.
very hard to change someone. uh,
Yes.
mm, Probably not working really well. Nobody likes to be changed that way, and
Yes.
probably it's just another lesson for both parties to understand. I would say first really take care of your harmony in order to get in a relationship. And here comes another one that you gave me from your culture about when when family is choosing a partner for for the woman. And I
Yeah.
told you last time that I understand why is that, because
Yes.
when a woman is truly in her femininity, uh, she's more passive. She's just receptive, and she's relaxed. She's not bothered if she has someone or not has some. Like she's fine with herself, and she's just into gathering wisdom. Then suddenly something shifts around, and she's I would say attacked by different masculine energies, and there can be a lot of men trying to get her. They will sense the energy of her, that she has this feminine energy. And I would say that I understand, because there is men's decision. It's good that men take decision. So I understand why there was a father figure taking care
Yeah.
of it. And
Exactly.
not in and as far as I understood from talking to you, it was not something um pushed on her that you need to marry this guy with the force. No, she was always asked if that's that her will too. But he would first select from all the guys the one who should marry his daughter. He was
Yeah.
able to analyze it calmly, let's say, with with the cool head, because otherwise, for a woman, in emotions especially, it's very hard. So I would say that that's the reason why something like this existed in those cultures,
Yes.
and I would
Yes.
not
Yeah. And
demonize it. Of course, it turned in some cases into something toxic, but I would not demonize it as a general, as an idea.
look, women were never restricted in this culture. Rather, if we go back to the ancient, before colonization and all, uh, women, there used to be a term for the marriage called swayamvar. Swayamvar, that means swam means me, var means the groom, right? And
Hmm.
so all the men who were interested in marrying the girl, they will line up. They will sit in a line, they will line up. And then women will be holding the garland, and she will choose between those, whoever she wants to choose. She was never forced.
Yeah, that's. I think. Yeah, that's the beauty. We are protected. We are very much
Yes,
protected, and I think this whole narrative is really upside down. It's not fair, and it really feels like it's running against men. And then when you add to this the whole racial things and other things, it's really running against white men, discriminated the most in current times. Uh, One maybe should think about it why it's so. But yeah, really, I hope more women turn into their feminine energies to really, as you said, nourish our men, raise them up, support them with wisdom, take care of house, and like as a house, as a home, as a spirit of home, and really helping our men to take leadership positions too. And that's how we can only, I think, uh, run this world towards better times, whatever, however you name it in your culture. Um, we would say the kingdom of heaven, whatever you want to call it. I believe we are
yeah,
turning into those good times. There's a
yes,
transition moment right now. We are choosing, and we need to choose wisely, each of us individually, in which direction I want to go, because we know from different researchers right now that if you turn into those upside down energies, the humanity is done. So it's up to
yes.
us, each of us individually, to decide where we want to go.
Yeah, and right now it's a very crucial time. At least something can be done right now. Things aren't that bad. I want you to understand also the yin and yang principle, the feminine and the masculine energy that exists in both of the male and the females. So it's sad as the yin and yang principle that if a woman provides that safe haven to the guy, she believes in him like anything and provides him all that safety and comfort, he can win the world. Definitely he can win the world. But if there's a chaos in a man's life, then he's at home, then he's of no good. He will have those thoughts going on 24 cross 7, no matter what he's doing. And half of the energy, almost more than half of the energy, is constantly in maintaining that thing. So, from the evolutionary perspective, from the growth perspective of humanity as a whole, each man and woman, it's very important that we should at least know our roles and abide by it.
Yeah, appreciate it that we complement each other. We don't need to do everything. Yeah, there is another person who can take care of the other aspect. I don't think women would like to really protect themselves and fight for themselves constantly. I was in the I told you I was in that mode, let's
Zone.
say, for quite a long time, and I felt exhausted. I felt
Yeah,
exhausted. I We cannot do this constantly, that protecting ourselves, our children, and fight. That's a spontaneous thing if it's needed, but if not, then the best is that there is someone who can do that for you. But then you need to
exactly.
step more into your own energy, become that wisdom, as we said, uplift your man. That comes also from a great metaphor that I heard once on YouTube. I told you about it, that when there is a huge rain and you don't want to get wet, woman, because if you get wet, you will be like, it will take a lot of time for you to dry afterwards. So it's better to take an umbrella. And man is
Right.
such an umbrella. Man is such an umbrella. But in order to work, you need to uplift it. You need to have the power yourself to uplift your man. That also,
Right.
you need that power. So there is this empowerment of a woman, but in order to uplift your man. So how you are using your energy, because he will protect you better than you can yourself, because you will get back home wet. But if you have this umbrella from for men to dry, it's quite fast. It's really fast.
Yeah,
If you want a better umbrella that can also protect you from sun and from wind and from other things, it also needs requires more power from you. to uplift it. It can be like more heavy, for instance. Yeah. So you need to, girl,
Yeah,
work on yourself, really, on gathering this wisdom, on nourishing, like learning how to nourish your man if you want to be protected better. That's how we
exactly.
also complement each other.
Exactly, and how beautifully it came. Like women empowerment is not about fighting the men; it's about uplifting the men. That's what
Exactly.
real women empowerment is, and that's how all the society is gonna rise, rather than being fighting with one another other on the gender-based roles. And another thing I like to, yeah, please carry on.
But just be clear, like not every man maybe needs to be uplifted, and some
Yes,
of
uplifted.
course toxic. Just to be clear, it's about when both like masculine
Right.
and feminine, they
So, so, so,
understand how it works, and men can
so
appreciate the wisdom of his woman as well, and nourishment. Yes, so
exactly, exactly. So some men are really bad umbrellas. They won't open
yeah,
up.
she was mentioning some $5 umbrellas in New York, like, we'll get home, maybe it's not so it gets destroyed easily, maybe for one time to protect you. But anyway, like, even if it's she mentioned something like that, even if it's a cheap umbrella, it can serve the what it's made for, to protect you from the
Exactly.
rain. So
From the
so
rain.
that's for sure, no matter which man it would be. Yeah, but some
Yeah,
are
but
unfortunately toxic too. So just that's something that we all need to distinguish, and that's the wisdom, part of wisdom. So it's good for a woman to observe like those different situations, different energies. We can feel energies better, and we can also tell our woman there is something wrong. I feel something is not in alignment. I don't know, a person says something, but something is behind. I don't know maybe what exactly, but there is something wrong. Be careful. We can sense it better because we have this open energy. And if a man is wise too, he would pay attention to it. Okay, she gave me a warning. So maybe there is something behind it, because we can multiply.
yeah,
We are multiplying the
yeah,
energies even unconsciously. That's where all these
exactly.
crazy emotional states come from, because we sense
Yeah,
something is odd, we cannot name it, and we multiply it in ourselves, and there is one moment that when it explodes.
yeah,
So that's the part also to understand, maybe there is something behind, like, just like from those little things that can be, they can grow, unfortunate. But we can also transmute the energy into something positive. Even if something is negative coming in, we can transmute it. It's also a great skill to learn. So when a man comes stressed from work, how can I make it so he can change the vibe into something positive? How can I make him feel better now at home, and safe and nourished and positive? So it changes, and then the next day he can go happy to work, for instance.
yeah. So the crux lies in uh, identifying the right umbrella. Which umbrella can protect you from rain, water, sun, whatnot, and which umbrella is torn. And if you lift that up, all the rain will be falling on you eventually, and you'll be having the burden to pick up
True,
the
true.
umbrella
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, that's correct.
Uh, uh,
It's something
another
to
thing,
reflect on.
yeah. Another thing I like to add is like empowerment isn't just about smashing glass ceilings every time, right? It's also about the small, consistent acts of self-belief and assertion, right? So, like one practical tip I like to offer is that one should practice to say no to things that don't deserve or that don't serve you in overextended ways. Whether it's an extra work you can't commit to or social engagement that drain you, learning to set boundaries is incredibly empowering also. And on top of it, invest in yourself, your own learning, your own growth, like no matter how small it is. The 1% principle, becoming better 1% every day, like taking up a reading hobby or joining an online class, just anything to build yourself up, skill yourself up. That way, be it a man or a woman, you will definitely feel empowered.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And when you said this empowerment, it's for, yeah, as you mentioned, it's for everyone, no matter if it's a woman or man, just in getting into your power, not strength that requires weakness, not fighting, not forcing, but being in your power. And power comes really from, yeah, from God, from unity. That's something that we can achieve only when we are in alignment with unconditional love. So that's the first step, I would say, for everyone. How can I connect with unconditional love? God is love.
Exactly.
So that's the first thing, and that's where power, true power, comes from. And once we feel it, then we can empower also other people. It's about the empowerment of whole humanity, and not only women, really of everyone, to be truly in their power that comes from love, true love.
Exactly. And that is our core nature. That is our core nature. If you look at a when we are just born, you look at a
Exactly.
kid, all the kid wants is a full belly and love. That's our primal requirement. Even at an early age, when child has no consciousness, it's just a, say less than a month old, and you look at it in a frowning way, the guy will notice that, oh, you're not looking at it in the lovely way, and just you look at it and you just say smile, and that guy starts smiling. So that's our predominant emotion that's embedded in us. We do everything based out of love. Somebody would love to eat a good food, somebody would love to drive a fancy car, somebody would like to have a lot of money, somebody like to have a good vacation. So eventually what we are doing is we are living a life for the things that we love. When we embrace this with the self-love, we take care of ourselves first, only then we can take care of other better.
Yeah, and I think we should all learn this love from children. That's the first moment that I started to feel and reflect on unconditional love. It's when I was holding my baby for the first time and I felt loved, even though she could not say a word. And
Yeah.
I felt this love. Uh, sorry. And I felt this love uh,
Mhm.
from her, you know? I think we as parents we tend to love our child because it's our child. That's not really fully unconditional. But then comes this little baby, and it's like you are the whole world for her.
Yeah.
In my case, I was the whole world for her. It was so beautiful. She was not looking at me anything like physical. If I look like this or that, if I'm doing this or that, it didn't matter. Like she loved me anyway. And the more I was just watching her and feeling her, I felt also myself more of love and learning this. I think that's the beauty. I think I understood like why I was given
Mhm.
this blessing of a child in that moment, also to embrace my full potential as a feminine energy. Like, what does it mean? I can give life to this world. That's really unfortunate. Like, it's not enough to say. I think you will all understand what I mean. But to say that
Yes.
we have the right to kill our children when they are not even delivered, it's upside down totally from
Exactly.
unconditional love. That's not unconditional love of a mother and
Yeah.
or father, because fathers are also fighting for that. I cannot believe we have this beauty, we have this right given only to us women to give life, to give
Yeah.
creation. And let's please remember that and not get into this propaganda. Of course, whoever wants can do whatever they want, but there are consequences on a spiritual level of our souls. And let's be
Yeah.
clear that I hope those people know what they're doing, and they understand it, the consequences of the spiritual, our spiritual side when killing our child.
Exactly.
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very even difficult to imagine. Also, it takes me to the fact that one should make a point to rise his or own consciousness. So if you're conscious enough, you can't commit such an act. But when you are reverberating on a lower level of consciousness, only then a person, only an animal instinct, totally reptilian instinct can do it. It's very difficult for a human instinct to do it. And even we
Yeah,
have seen
exactly.
we have seen many videos where a deer, a mother of a deer, just dies after giving birth, and just the tiger approaches that, and the tiger is protecting the baby. So when animals have, because for tiger it's food, but when animals have that kind of consciousness, they can just protect a newborn baby, and we humans are killing it. So that makes us much worse than the animals.
Yeah, animals are very like way more connected with natural like instincts. So that's yeah, some many times we should learn from them too. However, they also get the influence of this disharmonies, current disharmonies. I believe that
Yeah,
in like the kingdom of heaven and there is no need to for any species to kill each other at all. Like
exactly.
they can really live in symbiosis. There is symbiosis. I think this is the natural state of of God's creation, and there are parasites that are not the God's creation, and that's what we should distinguish from. Like that's not the way that we are constructed. But however, unfortunate this abortion topic, it's very much connected many times with this woman empowerment, and I don't believe like this is not really woman empowerment. It's not about
Yeah,
women's rights at all,
exactly.
and it's evil. It's evil, and it's evil to even make women believe that it's cool and it's our right and fight for it. And very unfortunate. I hope
Glad that you.
we are happy to bring life to this world,
Yes, yes. I
even
mean,
if
I
those
can
crazy
see.
times that we are
Yeah,
blessed.
right. Glad that you brought that up, and one can see your emotions flowing naturally while you are talking about it, and that means
Thank you.
the kind of good person you are at heart. And if everybody has that sense of belongingness to the to the upcoming generations, and it will be so beautiful. Even like even after listening to us, at least few people, we can change the mind of few people. That would be our work is done, right?
Yeah, we should talk about it. I understand that it's not comfortable
Yeah.
in those times, that maybe it's against propaganda, and but the more of us start to realize it and speak up, then we have the power as communities and as humanity. That's our role here now, and we need to make those decisions for ourselves and speak up our choices now. We cannot hide. Hiding will not help us. It's a
Mm,
responsibility of us all to say no to
yeah.
something that is toxic, something that is destroying us or others, or it's going against some other soul. No, we shouldn't say no. That's not okay. Of course, there
Yeah.
can be situations it's someone's decision to take. I don't know, with their body or something. We cannot do it for them, but we should speak up. We should say, "Sorry, man. Think about it because it can be wrong for your soul." It's really a
Yeah.
fight for our souls. It's a spiritual war, and
Exactly.
really, those physical things don't matter. All can be solved.
Exactly. Yeah. True. People should have that level of understanding. There's a question from the audience, like, what factors decide identify for a good umbrella?
For a
Yeah.
good umbrella. Oh my god. You tell me,
Mm.
Tushar.
No, I
A man.
stated it very well. I stated it very
Yeah, I
well. You
think
should
so.
figure out. You should
Yeah, I
figure
think
out
it's
like
a
which umbrella can,
protective. I think
yeah, which can
it's
protect
also a
you.
matter of a woman. What kind of protection do you also feel you need? I
Yeah.
think we complement each other in a perfect way. So when a woman feels like I need a man, I want also to uplift, let's say, a man who is able to do a lot of things. Then I also know that I need to gather a lot of wisdom, and I need to be
Mhm.
fully able to nourish him for this job that
Mm,
he's up to. It really matters of like how do you feel, like what is your role also in a community, in a society. By the way, also to find your soulmate, the person that you it's a perfect match for you. Don't look on Tinder or any other apps or on streets by accidents. No, you will rather find this kind of person in a service to people, in your
yes,
that your own way, like you find your own purpose, like, or a sense that there is this is your purpose, or something that it's you that you are passionate about, and it brings value to people. Go there, and in those communities you most likely will find your soulmate, the right soulmate, to complement each other. It won't be somewhere just like, but there will be an alignment also of what you are bringing to the world, because that's the purpose. When you are together, it's 1 + 1 = 3, so your power can be stronger together. And then I
yes,
think, like, depends on your soul's purpose here. You will have different probably levels of, I don't know, wisdom together, and also protection, like powers, protective powers, or the stability that you give to your woman. And it's not only men, I want to tell you, it's not about money. I know that there is a huge temptation here, but and some of you feel like, oh, if I don't have money, enough of money, then I should not protect my woman. I cannot protect my woman enough. No, it's about your state of being to be stable. With your actually going, following your heart, going from your heart, usually means also that you are not stable in those physical aspects, that you are going with the flow and sometimes with downs in your material world, unfortunately. But you both should understand that. That's what it means. You follow your heart
exactly.
and you go with the flow of synchronicities around you, guys. That's what it means when you go with unconditional love. And we are going together in the service of others. So it means sometimes we may not have this money, but it's not really about money, but really having you yourself being stable. And I know I can do it. And I know I can protect my woman. And when you join together, I'm sure that there will be this new chapters as well.
Wow, great, great, great to hear that. And for those who are already married, so I'll give them the advice like hold on to your umbrella, mend it, bend it, make it right. Uh, make it right because this question was coming from a person who's already married. So make it, bend it, and get a new sheet on it, and hold them high. Yeah. And
So
I'll also like to announce, like in the next chapter of women empowerment, Shefali Chopra, TEDx speaker, will be joining us, and she'll be telling her own point of views, and she has worked a lot in terms of uplifting people, from kids, so having the versatility of being a storyteller to a healer to in many conclaves, and doing a lot of work in women empowerment. So in next episode, Shefali Chopra will be joining us.
great. That's beautiful, and thank you for her service too. I know that will be a meaningful conversation.
Yes, oh yes, of
I
course it is,
hope to
and
see
it's
you guys too. And thank you for those
yeah,
kind words. I just saw in the comments. Thank you so much for those great and thumbs up. Thank you so much.
yeah.
And
Thank
happy
you
to be
everybody.
here.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Aga. And let's make that 1% difference to us. Let's improve 1% better each day to make this world a better place to live. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.